The first light of dawn stretches across the village, casting a golden glow over the fields. The air is crisp, carrying the scent of damp earth and blooming jasmine. A rooster crows in the distance, marking the start of another demanding day. Inside a small mud brick home, a woman rises before the world stirs. The creak of the wooden cot is the only sound as she pulls a warm shawl around her shoulders. Bare feet touch the cool floor. She moves with purpose, tying her dupatta securely, her hands firm and practiced. The morning belongs to her and the quiet rhythm of preparation. She steps outside, the weight of the clay pot balanced effortlessly on her hip as she makes her way to the well. The rope groans as she pulls up fresh, cold water, droplets glistening in the soft morning light. She lifts the pot onto her head, walking back with the steady grace of someone who has done this 1,000 times before. Inside, the kitchen is alive with movement. Flour dust drifts in the air as she kneads dough, her strong hands pressing and folding. The rolling pin glides across the wooden board, shaping perfectly round rotis. A fire crackles, its warmth filling the small space. The scent of tea leaves steeping in bubbling milk mingles with the earthy aroma of freshly ground spices. The house stirs. A child's sleepy voice calls from another room. She doesn't pause, moving seamlessly between tasks. A pot of lentils simmers on the clay stove, and she stirs it absent-mindedly, while pouring tea into metal cups. The day ahead will be long, but there is no time for hesitation. Outside, the village awakens. The rhythmic clang of a blacksmith's hammer echoes from a nearby workshop. Goats bleat as a herder leads them toward the fields. A vendor pushes a wooden cart filled with fresh vegetables, calling out the day's offerings. She steps out again, adjusting the dupatta over her head, her eyes scanning the horizon. A quiet determination settles in her chest. The day has begun, and with it, the unspoken promise to endure, to provide, to keep moving forward. The embroidery needle moves in and out of the fabric, pulling bright threads through the cotton surface. Her fingers are quick, practiced, weaving delicate floral patterns that have been passed down through generations. A group of women sit around her, their hands busy with their own pieces, the soft murmur of conversation filling the air. Every stitch tells a story, of heritage, of patience, of a craft that refuses to fade. Outside, the village hums with life. The potter shapes wet clay on a spinning wheel, his hands steady as the form takes shape. The blacksmith hammers glowing metal, sparks flying with each strike. A weaver, hunched over a wooden loom, feeds threads through the frame, creating patterns that will soon become shawls or rugs. These hands, weathered by years of work, keep the traditions alive, their skills unchanged by time. The men gather under the old banyan tree, where the air is thick with the scent of tobacco and strong chai. Stories are exchanged, some true, some exaggerated for laughter. An elder, his voice deep and deliberate, recites a folktale from memory. His words paint images of forgotten warriors, of love and sacrifice, of spirits that guard the land. The children, wide-eyed, lean in closer, their young minds absorbing the past with every word. Beyond the village, in the open fields, a group of young boys chase a worn leather ball, their voices rising in playful competition. A farmer guides his oxen through the golden wheat, his sickle gliding through the stalks with practiced ease. The cycle of labor and rest continues as it has for centuries, dictated by the rhythm of the sun. She walks through the village, taking it all in, the blend of past and present, the weight of tradition carried by those who refuse to let it slip away. There is pride in the way they work, in the way they gather, in the way each thread, each brick, each tool holds a story. Change may come, as it always does, but some things will remain untouched, woven too deeply into the fabric of life. As the day nears its end, preparations for an upcoming celebration begin. Someone beats a doll, the deep sound echoing across the village. Women sort vibrant fabrics, stitching clothes for the event. Lamps are cleaned and filled with oil, ready to cast their warm glow over the night's festivities. A sense of anticipation lingers in the air, a reminder that tradition is not just remembered, but lived, carried forward one day at a time.